Mike, I'm sure you've been watching Brad Marchand play for quite some time now. Seeing his development from being kind of a guy that had to stay in the league by being a pest almost, to now being the guy that scored the game-winning goal in this game. I mean, what's it like watching that evolution, and what are you seeing out of his game? And these 2 weeks seem like they've been pretty special for him.
Well, obviously, special for him and his family and the opportunity he has. But let's not kid ourselves. He's still a pest. Like, he's going to be a pest. We play them, I think, our home opener, and he'll be a pest. But he's a pest with elite speed and elite skill, a good penalty killer. The only place we didn't use him was on the power play. But I really thought between him, Bergie, and Sid, like they took over tonight in the third. They absolutely dominated the third for us, and got the rink tilted a little bit, so we were able to come back and get a win. So, I mean, big night for him. These are things you remember forever. He's now a cup winner. He's won a world championship, and he's won a World Cup. And he keeps playing good, and they keep the Olympics alive, he'll have a chance there.
Describe just how uncharacteristic the first 57 minutes were for your team.
Well, I don't see it like that at all. I see it, I've been in tons of these, and Sochi were better than the other teams. They couldn't touch the puck. And the other ones I've been in, whether it would be 97 World Junior or 04 World Championship, it's just like this. It's just, it's a fine line. They got a good team. You put a whole bunch of countries together. Kopitar's a real player. Nielsen's a real player. Yossi's a real player. Alex is a good player. And so the perception is that we're miles better than everyone else. I think our country's deeper, but you only get to play 5 guys at a time. So I thought they did a real nice job. I thought they made it tight. They worked hard. They believed in what they were doing. To me, that's what hockey's about. And so you start these tournaments all the time, and they're always saying, okay, this team's good and that team's good. In the end, you got to deliver. And you can say anything you want about the game tonight, but we delivered.
Dan, followed by Chris.
Hang on, I'm not done yet. So we went 6-0 in the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. We lost our first game and went 6-0. So we got better every single day. And I don't know if we played our best at the end. In saying that, we played our best in the third, and we played our best when it mattered. Go ahead.
Mike, Sidney Crosby tonight, by getting the MVP, joined a pretty exclusive club of guys who've won the MVP in a Canada Cup or World Cup, and Conn Smythe and Hart Trophy. The other 2 guys are Wayne Gretzky and Bobby Orr. Just your thoughts on hearing that company that he joined tonight and what that means.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think much about that company. I just think about serial winners, and that's what he is. He just wins. Like Sid's unbelievable. He's great to be around. I've been real lucky. I've been around him now 3 times. We win every time. He does it right. He works hard. He doesn't complain. If he gets 15 minutes, he doesn't say a word. If he gets 20 minutes, he doesn't say a word. If he misses 3 shifts in a row, he doesn't say a word. If the penalty kills go out there and he's not playing, he just, whatever he's got to do, and then in the biggest moments, he turns it up. So when you look at guys like him and Bergie and obviously Taser and guys like that, they just, in the biggest moments, they're better. They can't help themselves. They're addicted to winning, and they just make it happen. So, you're pretty fortunate when you get to hang around with them.
Chris, followed by Curtis.
Mike, obviously in Canada, you expect to win these events, but what does it mean to you to be part now of this group that's going to go down as a team that always gets it done?
Well, it's real special, to be honest with you, is that, I'm a real lucky guy in the fact that they let me coach all these teams, and someone has to do it, and a lot of people on the outside just think it's easy. You got to deliver every time, right? So I've been real fortunate that with the guys we have and the coaches we had, and we've had great coaches to help and great players, we've been able to deliver for our country. And that's what I said to the guys tonight, is I'm proud of you. I'm proud that we're building fans, but we're building hockey players to follow you. They want to be the next one. And we keep celebrating success. And the only way you get to celebrate being the best in the world is when you prove it. And so we've been fortunate to do it many times.
Go ahead, Curtis.
Hey, Mike, I was just curious what you thought of what they did tactically to change from Tuesday's game. They looked like they were smothering your offense. You were having little room out there for the longest time. What were they doing to make you guys? And how would you? And did you make adjustments to counteract that?
Well, I mean, we talked a lot about what they were doing. It's pretty straightforward for us. In saying all that, just because you talk about what they're doing, doesn't mean you're going to execute every time. And there was no room for them, and there was no room for us, and it was hard to create much. And so, for you covering the game, you're used to the rink being tilted. You think we're better than they are. They shouldn't touch the puck. It's not real. Kopitar is a real player. Yossi's a real player. They got some real players, and they played hard. The other thing about it is in all elimination games, whether it be in the Stanley Cup Finals or the Stanley Cup playoffs, or when I was coaching at college or in the American Hockey League, elimination games, they don't just go away. You got to put them away. You guys are probably happy too. You don't have to come tomorrow or the next day. I know I am. I got a real job. I got to get to work.
Gentlemen,
Great
what's-
socks, by the way.
Laundry day. Corey Perry now joins Scott Niedermayer for World Juniors, Olympics, World Championships, Memorial Cup. He's Stanley Cup, Hart Trophy. He's won everything. But after originally not making this roster, what did you think of his performance throughout the tournament? And then also, since you've been able to coach him, what have you thought of him as a part of Hockey Canada?
Well, I mean, I was in Anaheim when we drafted Paris. Tim Murray traded up to get him. He said he was going to be unbelievable. He won the Hart Trophy. He's won a Stanley Cup and done all the things he's done. He's a competitive, ultra-competitive guy. He had a big summer training. Mark Hunter was shilling for him big time because he's in London and watching him closely. And, you know, whether it be Cooch or him or O'Reilly, they all came in and did a real nice job. And, you know, I mean, obviously Duncan Keith's a real hockey player, and Benner's a real hockey player, and Carter's a real hockey player, but you win with the guys they give you, and you find a way to get it done, and our guys dug in and did a good job, so good for Paris.
Every team's different, every tournament's different, but the results have been the same, 16 straight, 3 straight. What's the common threads that have carried through? What makes this group special in that way?
Well, drivetrain, I mean, wanting to be great, special players. You know, we're blessed in Canada too. We have good coaches. We got a whole bunch of them. And, you know, I mean, you look at the other team, they got 3 NHL coaches coaching that team too. So when you coach in the league, that gives you a leg up on everybody else for sure. So if you look at Team North America and you look at those teams, the 2 teams tonight, that's advantage for them in that department, organized. But I would just say to you, is the management team that we have, the coaching staff we have, the players we have expect success, and our country expects success, and our country doesn't mind, and you guys don't mind putting the heat on us to make sure we deliver.
Final 3 questions, starting with Arpin. When you're ready.
Just Drew Doughty takes that high sticking penalty. You think what?
Kill the penalty. You know, Pricer made a hell of a save, obviously. The same side feet. Guys were yelling on the bench, it's coming back, it's coming back. It's unbelievable, but he just does what he does. You know, I don't know, did we give up a power play goal in the tournament? I don't think we did. So we just thought we'd kill it. And, you know, it's interesting. We talked a lot about a coaching staff in between the second and third. Change the lines, don't change the lines. We don't want anyone to think we're panicking, steady on the rudder, and then we just flipped the wingers on 2 lines for the third. And then as soon as we scored, we went right back to the wingers. And then we were shorthanded. Like, to me, it's a belief in the process. You know you're going to get it done. Sometimes it doesn't happen as quick or as pretty as you want. You just keep on grinding. And our guys believe they're going to win. And I thought we really turned it up. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought we turned it up to a level that we ended up winning.
Arpin, if you can just hand it back to your right, please, and then we'll finish over here to the right.
Mike Reifluger talked this week about your relationship with you beyond hockey and so on. How much, I was wondering, he was able to challenge you in this final series?
Oh, good. I mean, you know, I've been real fortunate. I've been around a lot of really good coaches, but Ralph hung out with us for a month. And, you know, I mean, I was able to tell our guys what they were doing because I know Ralph, and he's doing what we're doing. So that's why there was no room. But he's a good man, and Ralph, to me, is a real smart guy. Treats people right, treats players right. The players wanted to play hard. He was the same when he was in Switzerland. you know, he's doing the same thing with his soccer program he's running. He's a good man, and you know, we talk lots. I got a lot of time for him. If he wants to coach in the NHL again, I don't know. His job's better than probably an NHL coach right now. But if he wants to, I'm sure, you know, there's a team out there that would love to have him because he's smart.
Final question to your right, Mike, over here.
You talked about the end, turning it up. What's that like for you behind the bench when you can see that and feel that the last few minutes at least?
Well, you believe it's going to come. Like I've been fortunate in my lifetime. I've coached lots of really good teams, that just seem to have the ability to just dig in and dig in and dig in. Whether that be the teams in Detroit or at the University of Lethbridge or in Spokane or wherever I've coached, we've had a lot of good teams. And when you have really good players with elite drivetrain, they can dig in, and they don't take no for an answer very often. And that doesn't guarantee success, but it sure gives you a chance. And, you know, I got to tell you, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here in Toronto, to win this in Toronto. This is just a sign of what's going to happen here in Toronto, too, just so you know. But it's a special thing to do for Canada, and now we got to do it in Toronto. See you guys.